About time, make a cartoon breaking news. Hello there, my name is Retro. I like to talk about animation. And today we'll talk about a few things coming out in animation news. One of them is basically Oren Roger, what happened in his final space and his comic book. And also how well doing with his own pilot. Also, other things coming out in theaters, three anime series, all of them in a different range of animation. And also you'll have other kind of independent project I will probably talk about later on. Of course, it's the first time on my channel. My name is Retro. I like to talk about animation, not just animation, first impression, reviews, and actually cartoon theories. And sometimes, and this is the case today, I'll actually do cartoon breaking news. Now let's get started. The first thing I want to talk about is basically Owen Reiser. If that name sounds familiar, and yes, I did butcher his name, that basically is the creator of Final Space. He started getting updated what happened to his pilot of Godspeed that actually broke sort of a interesting record on 2 weeks that he had passed over around 800 views, and that's incredible. He also his Kickstarter of the next episode has been open in the last 24 hours, and actually have half of the whole money he needs to do the next episode. But he does pass one of his goals. One of his specific goals is that sort of do a mini episodes over 100 grand. He passed that. Of course, he need another 300 grand to make a next episode. Total of 600,000 grand. But you want to basically surpass that to make it more episodes. Or if you fund the whole season, it will cost total of 6 million. For right now, he just passed the first goal. Hopefully, we have he gets enough support to actually get over 600 grand to get at least one episode done. But other than that, he also updated that Final Space comic book novel is still on works. They finished the final touches. They still have to do some things there, but at the very end, it's getting a good pace to actually finish it. If you want a order a Final Space comic book, at least the final season, his version of it, there will be a total of 124, but it also does not count shipping and taxing, so you expect around maybe 140, 150-ish in a way. But all of that, let's talk about the next cartoon news. It's basically this year, 2024, will be 3 animated movies come out in theaters. One of them is called Fix by Giddy. That all about basically a dog has 24 hours to basically stick to his manhood for a little while before they got cut off. So yeah, he basically having a blast the last 24 hours till his moment of execution, in other words. It's basically made for adults, so expect adult humor. Hope it'll be good because it's sort of giddy, but we don't know how good it'll be in adult comedy. So hope it'll be good. We still have trust because it's giddy. But other than that, the second film will come out this year is basically called The World When It Blew Up by Looney Tunes. You follow Daffy and Porky trying to save the world, and that's basically the whole synopsis of that animated movie that is gonna come out, but we don't know when or who can distribute it, but be sort of hype because still is Looney Tunes. For a long while, Looney Tunes never make an animated film, at least in theaters, so it's one of those moments to be awesome when it come out. Now the third one is probably be a most interesting one, but it's all based on actually a book called The Robot Dreams. It basically is you follow this dog who walked 2 legs, who was sort of buying in order a robot, and it actually built it, become sort of maybe lovers by accident, or honestly I don't know, I never read the book, but it seems it actually is a really good film because in festivals films actually getting award after award, so it's probably something really very interesting to actually watch in theaters. But we don't know what is the rating, or in fact don't know how mature or kid friendly really is. But yet this is 2D. I did saw the trailer of this animated movie and it looks great. Fluently, it feels sort of interesting. We don't know it's gonna come out anytime soon. We don't know if it be a summer, fall, or spring, but be alert, it will come out this year. Now let's talk about our next cartoon news. Now, this news comes up straight to Twitter/X from the channel Nick Live. That is the official channel from Nickelodeon. That actually states there was working on a dedicated movie by the creator, but the only problem is the show was or movie was sort of canceled by Netflix because it was made by Netflix, but we don't know how true this is or still working on it because the creator of Tigre was sort of vague that he was working on it, but that's all he said. He was silent, so we don't know if he's still working on it or this is official. It's dead. It's not gonna come out anytime soon. The reason why I'm talking about this is because the creator of Tigre did announce on his own Twitter account he promised to bring back Tigre. We don't know how true this is. He's gonna try. And he did try. He was actually working on it. This is what he meant that I will not stop trying to make a Tigre movie or at least have a comeback of this anime series. If you have no idea who is Ed Tigre, depends what age you are, Ed Tigre is a nutshell, it's sort of Miles Morales but set Mexican version with Mexican culture and some wrestling theme, but instead it's sort of a superhero, not superhero, it's more like a superhero slash sort of wrestling inspired, but yet it's focused on more on comedy. It's one of those that is very funny even to this day. Only lasted 2 seasons, but yet leave you a strong impression because how creative and artistic really was. It also how funny really is. It also affect all the creators kind of upgrading. Was it young? Put that sort of kind of storytelling in this show. It's one of those I highly recommend you have the chance to watch it. It's actually still funny today. Now let's talk about the next cartoon news. Now, this is probably the saddest statement of this news. A creator called Brian made a cartoon called Zoe of Planet Ruby, was sort of created for Nickelodeon by Nickelodeon, but because Nickelodeon owns the right, they didn't tell him they're gonna sell the show from Amazon and dub the whole season there. That he didn't know it's gonna happen, he was never aware. He just found out on the last minute when the show was actually dubbed in Amazon. And that's sort of kind of hurtful because you just get it that you worked your ass off for your own project for years, that you was happy to be funded, created this IP in your own soul and sweat and your own team, thinking will be released on one season or hopefully a multiple season show, and they just decided to sell it and don't tell you or help you promote your own show. So yeah, that's sort of scummy, but it's sort of Nickelodeon that we don't know. Nickelodeon has a habit of doing horrific things of their own creators, like they're not telling them, canceling them, or basically kicking them out while actually telling them. I could go on because they do a lot of awful things of their own creators that they actually help make the show or the network well known. So that's sort of scummy and that's sort of sad. But I heard the show was okay, not something amazing, but yet it's meant for a very young audience. So yeah, if you want to see it, you can watch it on Amazon. But let's talk about the next news. Now, the same company, Nickelodeon, is actually premiering on their own Nicktoons a new animated series called The Twisty Line of Sabi and Raj. And this sort of premiere is basically follow a Indian kind of friends who has sort of a app to allow them to actually go basically mess with the timeline. Specifically for the day wherever that happens, you just come back and change that event before it actually happens. And that's sort of the plot story of that show. Of course, I have not seen it. This show was premiering on the other side on UK, but I've not heard anything good or anything bad. In fact, if you've seen this show, tell me, is it any good? If you want to see it, it'll be on Nicktoon on January 16th. If you want to see the premiere and the first couple episodes of that series. But that just be hype, hope it'll be good. Honestly, I don't know. Let's talk about the next animated project. Now, this new segment actually is some hype because it was sort of accidentally leaked that the bad guys was actually working on the second film. This is basically confirming the film is coming out in 2024. But at the same time, it's sort of rumored inside the company they are working on a anime series. If you've seen the kind of Christmas special they actually dropped on Netflix, that fans were sort of divisive because honestly, I did enjoy it, but the complaint of that Christmas special is they didn't get the animation sort of gloriness on the movie, but the only problem is it's low budget, and also the creator of the bad guys actually made that project. This is his first project, and you actually tell he sort of struggled to actually do it right, even as his own creation. But to be fair, the people are actually, or the people, fans of the bad guys are in love with the art stuff, not the story, because the story was a little basic. I don't think you need all the characters, but yet the movie was still good because you focus on Wolf and Snake. And I prefer they just keep it as sort of a special than anything else. If they decide to make an anime series, hopefully they not hire the original creator to do the main project, because that's one of the complaints. They wanted that more artistic style of the whole movie. You can, but you can't do it all the time. So it's one of those, have to pick your fights the right way. But other than that, you're sort of happy they are confirming this. They are making a new animated movie in 2025. And also, if you're hyped, if they actually greenlight a series, will you watch it or not? If you do, tell me why down below. Now, let's talk about our next segment. Roswell. Roswell is sort of an Indiegogo project. Possibly the whole pitch of this project, or this indie, is basically about a couple of teens who live Roswell, New Mexico, who accidentally find out something off the history of this town, how everything's sort of covered up, the government, aliens, with weird twists and turns. And that is basically the whole pitch of this project. Is you want to fund this project is on Indiegogo, but you see the trailer, what they try to show, or these understand what this project is. It seems very promising and very confident, because how it understood that sort of thriller, sort of horror, that sort of discovering weird things happening in a town, and you see the trailer, they understood. And then it's one of those projects I have to describe. If you like something like Gravity Falls or Murder Mystery, this feels for that sort of gap, that sort of horror, sort of thriller, mystery, sci-fi kind of feeling. They nail it. It's something that I feel it has potential to be great. It just needs the funding, and they're just asking about $7,000 to at least make the first project that hopefully it will be completely funded. Right now, they have over $3,000 backers. You have a goal was 7,000, so it's sort of halfway there. But remember, this barely started, so people do believe in this project, and it hopefully will meet their goal of $7,000. And something to be aware if you want to fund it, or at least stay aware when you actually hopefully completely fund it and be aware of to actually support it. And all that, let's talk about a final segment of this video. Now, this final segment, you actually focus on something in Cartoon Brew. There is a very respected website in the cartoon community, because Cartoon Brew is one of those websites do you go to if you want to find jobs or see what's coming out, new projects of this year or other year. And they actually debunk a full accusation of a project from DreamWorks called Boo. If you don't know what that project is, it's one of those projects that was in development. It was basically halfway done. They have the merge, they have the storyboards, they have everything, but the last minute decided to cancel it. But someone online on Twitter said it's not canceled, it's coming out, it be hyped, and everybody started believing this actually is coming back. But Cartoon Brew debunkers say do not believe these accusations because it's not true. So anything in Cartoon Brew says, you will believe, because they actually has credentials. They are the people you believe in, because they have basically been proven to be right multiple times. So if you see this sort of article passing around in the cartoon community, or some normies just telling this is false, not real, do not believe it, because it's not true. Only if DreamWorks come out saying, yes, this is true. For now, don't be hyped, because Boo is one of the projects that a lot of fans of DreamWorks wants to be true, because it has probably the most potential, at least the top 3 shows or movies they cancel that has the most potential to be great. Unfortunately, this happens once in a while in some fandoms. A dream project got cancelled and you want it back, and someone just being a troll, just saying, yeah, it's coming back. definitely. Just don't believe it. Just believe straight to the horse's mouth, like the company who owns it, or some respectable website like Contriboo actually says it. But that's all about cartoon news. Did I miss any news do you think was important? Tell me down below. Let me know. I got nothing else to say, just one question. Which news or which project you're excited or interested? Tell me down below. I got nothing else to say, just thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.